All right. Happy New Year, everyone. It's
Woo-hoo.
2024. We made it. That's cool. Um, so today we are going to introduce SSDA's new associate member tiers. We're going to talk about the timeline for implementation. George will be able to answer some questions about that if you have any. And then Norma is going to share about the state conference. For those of you who don't know Norma already, she is our wonderful event planner. She's worked with us on a couple of events, and we are lucky to have her again for the state conference this year. And she is the main point of contact for sponsorships and exhibitor questions. So she will be your go-to lady for all things state conference.
Great.
I appreciate the enthusiasm. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to screen share and show the associate member brochure. Okay, can you see my screen? Awesome.
Yep. Yes.
Okay, so we went over this in a recent associate member meeting and highlighted a change from the gold and platinum model to now a three-tier model. And I'm going to go over our final three tiers that you'll be able to choose between. We revamped the About SSDA page and added some stats on SSDA's reach. I'll allow you to read this at your leisure and spare you all from me reading it to you right now. And you'll see that there's a Start Your Application button on each page. Moving forward, we are going to have a formal application process. Instead of just emailing me saying that you want to be a member, you can email me to say you want to be a member or that you want to change your tier, but I will direct you to the form so you can self-select where you want to be and share some more information about your company and provide some links for us and stuff like that. So without further ado, the signature partner is our top tier. It's at $35,000 and this will be reviewed annually. So you'll apply on an annual basis. It's a non-compete partnership, which means once one person or one company from a category is selected, we're not going to select another company from the same category for that year. And we are going to approve the submissions. And if there are competing submissions, we will bring it to our board for consideration. So highlighting the membership benefits, the signature partner really has its chance to shine as a brand visibility opportunity at our events. So you're going to have the first right to choose your exhibitor sponsorship opportunities and your booth. You're going to have a bunch of times that we call you out in a good way as our signature partner at our conference. You'll have mention on the agenda. We'll have a static slide that's in the conference loop. Our chairs will thank you. We will send out push notifications to encourage our attendees to visit your booth. You'll get special recognition on the conference website. And speaking of special recognition on websites, you will also be recognized as a signature sponsor on the front page of SSDA's website. A really cool part of this sponsorship is that a part of your $35,000 is going towards SSDA's programs. So we're giving you a $12,000 credit from that 35 to just put towards events. And you can kind of think of it as like we're putting money in a checking account for you. And then you can let us know where you want to spend that 12,000. There'll be some opportunities for you to identify what sponsorships you might want when you apply. And then throughout the year, you can also add things on at your leisure. I think that's enough for now. Moving on, the principal sponsor is paralleling our platinum sponsor right now with additional benefits, but we are sunsetting the platinum and transforming it into the principal. So you're going to see the similar opportunities of your getting an opportunity to exhibit and sponsor and pick your booth before the gold members. And you'll have a complimentary standard booth at the state conference and the leadership summit. So that one is an increased benefit. Currently at the leadership summit for the platinums, it's a 50% off. So this one, you're getting the booth for free. And you have opportunity to participate in regional meetings. You'll be acknowledged as a sponsor on static slides, and you have the opportunity to submit a proposal to present at our conferences. The advertising opportunities are less or more the same. And you will have an enhanced listing in the associate member directory, which is consistent with our practices right now. And then our gold sponsor. Gold
Hey,
sponsor.
Taylor, I got a question on the principal sponsor. Is
Yeah.
there a non-compete there as there is on the signature partner?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, as many companies as want to be within that principal can be. Yeah, I think maybe George or Norma could speak to this potentially better than I could, but the intention behind having the non-compete for our signature partner is that they're having this enhanced visibility. We're giving them their own static slide at the conference. We're really trying to elevate them and give them the spotlight where we see fit throughout our events and on our website. And we can't provide that to 40 associate members. So it's going to be a select few. It's going to be maybe 8 to 10, I think. We'll see as you provide interest. But for now, the signature partner is the only non-compete.
Taylor, I have a question.
Yeah.
Unless you want me to wait till you're done.
No, you can ask.
Oh, for the signature sponsor, I'm not quite sure how to formulate my question, so if it doesn't make sense, just tell me. But what is the motivation for the districts, for the members to buy the products from the signature sponsor? I mean, how is that communicated from SSDA to the districts? I mean, is there do you guys have discussions with your members? I mean, if it presents an opportunity for a vendor to really secure a lot of business, it would be worth the money for sure. But if it's just, I'm just wondering, how does the motivation for SSDA translate to the SSDA members?
I totally
districts are going to be hard pressed to change their IEP software just because we bought a higher level of sponsorship with you guys. So how does that translate out?
So, hey, Taylor, could I answer that as a former superintendent?
Sure.
So,
Sure.
Dan, what would happen is I'm going to look at all kinds of companies coming to me, and I'm not in a certain field yet, but I'm looking for a vendor. I'm probably going to go first to somebody as an AXA member or as a Cal SSDA member, whatever. I'm going to probably look and see who is partnering with the organization and reach out to them as my first call.
And,
So
and,
that would be
and I
the
get that, I
advantage.
get that part of it if you were shopping, but the problem
But if
we
you're
have
right,
is that if, most are, or I would say, yeah, probably most of current SSDA members already have an adequate product. It's not as good as ours, but it's working. So it's a lot of challenge. It's a lot of hassle, as you know, to switch your IEP software. That's a lot of work. Nobody's dying to do that, or your SIS or your LMS,
right.
or any of those things. So if something's adequate, there's it's not like they're shopping. So you
Yeah,
understand what I'm
it's a
saying?
good point.
Yeah.
Um, I appreciate you hopping in there to answer, Jim. That was helpful. And good question, Dan. What SSDA is providing is visibility opportunity. We are facilitating the connection between you and our district leaders. The message that you want to provide is your own to craft, and we will share the message with our members, if that makes sense. And I think that the most significant visibility opportunity for the signature partner, I completely skipped over, so excuse that. But we're introducing our superintendent roundtable spotlight. That's an opportunity to come and speak directly to our superintendents twice a school year, exclusively for the signature members. And as you may know, our superintendent roundtables are our weekly virtual meetings with our soups. There's, I think an average of like 80, sometimes 100 superintendents on there. And so you'll come on with a district that you work with and do like a 3 to 5 minute brief spiel about your company, and share like a case study about how you have worked with whichever superintendent is like endorsing or promoting alongside you. And I think that that's going to be a really awesome opportunity, because you're not at a conference, you're directly in front of them on Zoom, less distractions, and you're not competing with other vendors and people around you for attention. It's just your spotlight. Did that answer your question?
Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
If I can add one piece to the conversation, I know that AXA had taken a position where they actually had it preferred, and I see we say preferred vendors, but I think anybody who's a signature gold or principal are preferred vendors. We're not going to endorse one. It just gives more exposure. So we could have, a principal member, 3 different technology groups with special ed software, and they would go to our website, as Jim mentioned, and they would identify they are associated with SSDA and they are one of our sponsors. But the signature would just have more opportunity to be exposed to our membership at some of our events. I know that caused some concerns when AXA went down that road.
There have always been problems with associations recommending, promoting, connecting themselves at that level to a vendor. I know that back in the day, SSDA had partners where they bought the product directly through SSDA. So it was and I don't know if that worked out terrifically or if it was problematic. I just don't know.
Thank you for the question.
Sure.
Yeah. All righty, where were we? Gold members. Gold members are staying fairly the same. It's not changing in price. So if you're a gold member and you're comfortable where you are, good news for you. It's staying 2,500, and you are going to receive advertising opportunities. Wait, I just caught an error in this. That is not right. So ignore that. We're not doing the spotlight for gold. But these are correct. Sorry, guys. We'll send out e-blasts on your behalf. So that is, you create an ad campaign, an email campaign, and share it with me, and I will send it out on your behalf to all of the members in our mailing list. You'll be, a promoted associate member on our website. You'll have your ad opportunity in our newsletter, be invited to place ads in the magazine, opportunity to attend a regional meeting, opportunity to exhibit at a member price, and opportunity to submit proposals to present at the SSDA events. And as you'll see in this corner here, I'm calling out the opportunity to select add-ons as a part of your membership. And skipping ahead, I'm going to go straight into the add-ons and then we'll go back to the membership overview. So the membership plus add-ons are detailed on this page. We developed them with specifically the gold members in mind as kind of an a la carte membership where you pay your $2,500 so you can reduce your fees to exhibit and you have your foot in the door. And now that your foot's in the door, you can select things that you would like to add on that uniquely interest your company for, a discounted price. So we give you the comparison of the membership price to what we would charge a non-member to communicate that value. And these are a few of those add-on options. And there will surely be more, but this is our starting point.
So Taylor, quick question. Will you add on to this the cost of a booth at conferences?
Yes,
Because
sorry.
Because in order to figure out the cost difference between them, we need to add up how many different conference booths we're going to take and that type of stuff, as well as all of these things.
Yeah,
That was my question too. Can you just tell us that right now? Like, what does a booth cost at the Leadership Summit and the state conference?
So I can tell you the cost for the state conference booth, but as we aren't planning or at that point in the planning stage for the Leadership Summit right now, we don't have the cost set. Wait, am I wrong, Norma?
Do you have an approximation from last year, maybe?
We aren't basing our numbers off of last year, so we are going to have to look at the budget specifically for this year, the cost of the event this year, and we set our price to cover the cost of attending. But Norma, can you correct me if I'm wrong? Do we have the booth set for the July Summit?
I'm looking at my notes right now to see what we have, because I know we've kind of gone back and forth on it. So let me look and I will get back to you in just a moment.
Okay, yeah, I know that the budget isn't set yet. And so I can't imagine the numbers are final, but we might be already in the process of workshopping it, which would allow us to give you an estimate. But
How about the state conference?
Norma, do you know those off the top of your head, or should I pull it up? I think it's 2,500 for a gold member.
Yes. 2,000.
Thank you.
For standard.
And I don't need the prices now, but will you have all of those sponsorship prices before we have to renew so we can do a calculation?
I can have that information for you. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need it today. I mean, we don't
Great.
come up until July, but before we commit.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I think that's a good question.
Yeah.
Do we have the capability to forecast the cost for the event a year in advance is the question.
And then a follow-up question would be, say we committed gold, can we upgrade to principal during the year?
I think that
Or
would
are
be
we
a
locked?
question for Yuri. George, is that something that we're going to be able to offer?
Jim, you're asking those AP type questions. It's good. It's something we need to think through. We're
Okay,
thinking
no,
about
I mean, I don't need an answer today. I mean, those that I'm thinking of because we have upgraded in the past to different categories. So
Yeah, I can just tell you where I'm leaning, and without talking to our CBO, is a proration. If someone wants to move in, then we prorate it for the remaining part of the year. We still have some challenges, and I don't want to get into that right now, with people exiting out of the current stages of platinum and February, and then what do we do between now and July? Because this takes effect
Yeah.
July 1. So it's kind of the same concept that
yeah,
we're.
good, perfect.
Yeah. Thank
Thanks,
you.
George.
Uh-huh.
All right.
So what I hear, Taylor and Norma, is that they would like a complete comprehensive recipe of what things they can, so they can pick and choose and build their own approaches for those gold members.
Yeah,
So just so I'm clear, Taylor, the gold sponsorship will have a booth cost of $2,000 at the annual conference, but that's not this year. That's 2025, right?
No, the cost of a booth at the 2024 state conference for gold members is $2,000.
Okay, so we're currently a bronze, I think. We're at the $5,000.
Platinum.
Yeah, platinum.
Platinum members have a complimentary booth at the state conference.
a complimentary standard booth. And then I think to upgrade to a premium booth is $1,000. But you do have that initial complimentary booth.
And the complimentary is just a regular 8-foot booth.
It's a 6 foot. I believe it's
6 foot?
6 feet.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's fine. Okay, and then we'll figure out if we move to gold or principal when our subscription renews, right? Cool.
Yeah.
Got it.
Can you clarify that again, please, for the, so everyone is renewing in February? Is,
So no,
or,
no. If you're already a platinum member or a gold member and
Yeah.
you're July 1, you started, you stay on that same calendar year. We have some associates that sunset, if you, for lack of a better term, in February, some that sunset in March. So
Right.
for the implementation of this, we need to figure out some model of proration to keep them at their current status, or if they want to enter into another status, then how to prorate that. So that's kind of a work in progress for us as an organization.
yeah, and maybe I'm just not that bright, but I guess I just don't understand when this would actually start
July 1,
of 2024.
yes.
Got it. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Jen, I think you're super bright. Just so you know. So this is just a at a glance overview of our membership benefits. And so you can look at the signature and see all that you get, and then the principal and how it matches up to the signature, and the goal and how that matches up. I will let you review this at your leisure so you can make an informed decision about what's best for you and your company. And I think I've taken up as much time as I possibly can. Norma, do you want to share about our state conference opportunities? I have the prospectus pulled up and I can navigate
Yes.
through it.
Perfect.
Okay.
So I
Comment?
just kind of,
Do you
go
mind
ahead.
if I make a comment on the idea of this change? I
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely love and support SSDA and certainly don't begrudge you in any way the effort to have a more stable income and while providing benefits. I just hope that that you'll realize that if people aren't able to do that, it's because it's getting extremely expensive to do the conference, circuit. Probably with travel, hotels, and swag and these types of things, probably for most companies from $300,000 to $500,000 a year. When you add it all up, it's just such a big commitment. I hope that you'll realize that should someone not be able to do it, but yet their competitor can afford to, that won't be, something that is frowned upon, because it's getting expensive everywhere, and it's hard to come up with $500,000 a year.
I think, Jennifer, I appreciate that comment. It was very much part in the forefront of our thinking, is that
Yeah.
we weren't chasing out the little guy, right?
Yeah.
That's where the gold comes in. Yes, the gold gets you a certain level, and then you can pick and choose and be strategic with the limited resources you have. I think
Yeah.
SSDA was founded on the little guy. And so
Yes.
we wanna make sure that we honor that in this process as well.
Yeah, and I do really, really appreciate that. I can tell you that you are unique in offering and remembering the little guy. So thank you for doing that.
And to kind of like piggyback off of that, with our sponsorship prospectus and everything, we are very open to, okay, there's a $10,000 breakfast sponsor. There's 3 people that want to go in on this, and you guys will split the cost. We're happy to make things and cater to specific budgets if necessary. If you have an idea for a sponsorship in here, we highly encourage you to connect with us directly, Taylor, myself, George, and see what we can do to ensure that not only are you gaining the visibility you're looking for, to make sense on your end, but also, kind of, we're just happy to support you and be as visible as possible, and work with you directly. So, these are large numbers oftentimes, but specifically for the sponsorship prospectus and for events here, we're happy to work with multiple sponsors for one thing, because we do recognize that, people have budgets and are limited resources for these ancillary things.
That's really, really thoughtful. Thank you.
But again, if you have any questions or any other ideas, we're happy to work with you to ensure that you're getting your ROI too. So, yeah. So we'll just go through this really quickly, kind of let everyone know where we are in terms of sponsorship and expo. And if you have any questions for specifically the state conference, I'm happy to address anything. So currently we still have a lot of our open sponsorships, food, breakfast, lunch. We have one key, do we have, is our keynote sponsored, are they sold out? Or no, just the one, right?
I think all 3 are sold out.
Are they all sold out, Taylor?
I think they are. Yeah.
Okay, yay. No more keynote sponsor. That's great. We do have opening reception sponsor, which is always really great way to kind of welcome everyone. As a sponsor, you'll be given an opportunity to give a welcome and, high visibility, signage, all that fun stuff. If you are looking to do a booth, I highly recommend the booth crawl. It's a really great way to drive people to your booth. We put a food or beverage a menu item of your choice, which is further down on page 5, and that will, and basically people go to your booth to get a snack, and kind of gives you the opportunity to chat people up. Food and drink always makes friends. So we have the booth crawl usually, I believe we did that at our leadership summit, is that right? And I think it went over really well. So we want to try this on a bigger stage here and do it with our bigger conference. I think it'll be a great turnout. We have the golf tournament still. We have a few people that are sponsoring holes already, which is really great and exciting. But we'd love to get more involvement if possible. And I think you can scroll down. We have our casino night sponsorship available, fun run sponsor. We have awards that we're doing, Binder Up EA of the Year, Teacher of the Year. We'd really love to give out these awards to our, we will do a nomination process for all of this and love to give and, treat the well-deserving awardees, I don't know, awardees this great opportunity. And the other really cool thing that we're offering this year is we really want to showcase students and student work. So we're doing kind of this like centerpiece, what is it called? Like a I don't
Table.
want to call it a competition, but it's more like
Yeah. It is it's a contest.
a contest, maybe contest. So what we're going to do is we're offering, we're letting schools in the area know that we would love to showcase their students' artwork as like centerpieces. And so we'll have attendees vote on their favorite one, and we'll award 3 prizes, so first, second, and third, to those students directly, so that they can, we're encouraging art in school systems. We all know that that's usually the hardest hit when it comes to things. So we definitely want to ensure that this conference is really focusing on students, and basically what it's about is supporting our students. So the other thing we are doing is we're offering raffle items and a bingo card. So what we're going to do is, for the companies that would like to donate an item that has a minimum value of $100, if you want to participate, just let me know, and we'll add your company logo to a bingo card and have people go to your booth, and you'll sign off on their bingo card that they've visited you, and then we will pull and give raffle items once people have filled out their bingo card. So again, another really great way to, it's a low cost, really great visibility thing, and great to get people to organically go to your booth and have a good time. I always feel like when you gamify things, it really makes it more fun for everyone. I think we can scroll down. So this page gives out, just kind of breaks down all the different sponsorships that we have. So I don't want to go through all of this. I know that everyone's time is valuable, but I know we've sent this out to everyone, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So those are all the golf sponsorships that are available. So if anyone is looking to do any of those, please let me know. I'm happy to assist. And then the last page should be the booth crawl, and these are the menus. Again, we've been trying to keep them low in cost. As everyone knows, if anyone's ordered anything at a hotel, the markup is insane. So we really are trying to keep it as low as possible, and it covers costs. So we have menu 1. So they're all going to be like little grab and go bites. And so there's 3 different menus to kind of give it a little bit of a mix, and then we have a beer and wine package as well. All of those are a hit. People love food, people love beer and wine. So yeah, and as of currently, we have our I don't want to say principal, platinum members currently are in the selection process of their booth. We're just breaking it down: platinum first, then we'll open it to gold on January 15th. And that's when anyone who is a gold member will be able to select their booth space after our window has closed with the platinum. So it'll be open to all members. And that's kind of where we are in that process as well. Are there any questions?
The only question I have is, so it's always unnerving when you send stuff in and don't hear back. So like I had sent my stuff in a couple of weeks ago and then said, hey, can you confirm that you received this? So just maybe a little bit better on that, because there are so many associations and there are usually one thing that goes wrong on everyone.
Yep. I'm sorry. I thought I had responded to all of my emails, but I'll go back and look through and double check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because then otherwise then we worry like, oh, did it get seen? Are we there? Are we
Yeah, I'll go back and look and
Thank you,
make
Norma.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So
I
if you haven't
had
had the confirmation from me yet, then I'll definitely make sure you get one today.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, I had a quick question, and I'm a little bit new to SSDA, so bear with me. One on whether you have like a rough agenda for the state conference, just knowing when free times for like current customer events, because we obviously don't want to conflict or compete with anything SSDA is doing. One question, and then two, just in terms of reserving booths and sponsorships, is it just an email to you, Norma, or is there anything else we should be doing?
So once we are opening, I'm not sure what Rethink Edge status is. I don't want to assume, but if you are a gold member, well, January 15th, we'll let you know that it's open for booth selection, and there's a form that you'll be able to fill out, and the registration will be there. So we'll give you that information. So it should be relatively easy for you.
And to
Got
answer
it.
the
So I'll
question about-
stay put on that. Yeah. And then agenda, Taylor.
Yeah, and
sounds
to
like
answer
you're
the
gonna-
question about the agenda, we are working on adding the agenda to the website this week. So it's Thursday. I'd say sometime next week we'll have the agenda up.
So basically, I'll just wait. I'll wait for an email regarding booth registration and I'll wait for the agenda on the website. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, and we still have speaker RFPs open until January 18th. So you'll just
I saw
basically
that.
be getting, you'll be getting just kind of like a rough skeleton of what our conference is going to be. But then once we choose speakers, all that fun stuff, you'll get more of the nitty-gritty stuff.
Excellent. Thank you.
Oh,
Norma,
wait.
just real quick, I was incorrect. We have 2 of the keynote speakers sponsored. We're still looking for 1 sponsor. You were right.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Wait, I have a correction. Gwen, you posted the agenda?
Yes, there is a
Yay!
little rundown, and I will add it to the chat.
That's awesome. You were on it.
Gwen is like,
That must
so
have been just
amazing.
since yesterday. Yeah.
Is
Thank
this
you.
prospectus on your website that you're using today?
Yes, it's on our
Okay.
state conference website. So we have a website specifically for our state conference that you can find on the SSDA website, but I'll just drop a link to our state con website.
Thank you.
Oh, and now I'm seeing my chat because I'm not sharing my screen anymore.
You got it.
Yeah, you will, sponsors will receive the attendee list prior to the conference. Bob, to answer your question.
Yeah, and what we did this year to ensure, so we will be sharing the list with anyone that has opted into marketing from our gosh, words these days really aren't working for me. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so we're with our associate members. That's the word I'm looking for. So anyone who's opted in to marketing, we will absolutely share that information with you.
Norma, do you have a phone number if I had specific questions on some sponsorships that are above and beyond what you've posted here that I could call and discuss with you?
Yeah, absolutely. I will send it to you in a chat.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Well, I see we've gone about 15 minutes over, and I do want to respect your time. Thank you all so much for being here, and let us know if and when you have questions, thoughts, feelings, and opinions. We're here for you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.